Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, President of Thermalwood Canada and host for the show. And today we have two special guests with us, which is not the norm, but today we're very lucky to do that. And so Rosalind Kennedy-Townsend and Alistair Tulloch, you're both the common denominator between the both of you is music that I know, right? So what's going on in the music world these days and what are you up to?
Lots, absolutely lots. We are here today to talk about the Bathurst Music Festival. And the Bathurst Music Festival has not been running for a few years.
No, you're right.
Yeah, because of the pandemic. And it didn't switch to a virtual online format. So now that we're coming out of the pandemic on the other side, we got a bunch of us together. And we looked at what we can do to put some more new energy into the music festival.
So what has changed in the format or what you've done differently? Because I hear, you're kind of revamping it, doing a few things differently. So what's different? Who wants to take that one on?
Well, the structure is very different. We've spent a lot of time kind of playing around with a new structure, trying to modernize. But still staying with the guidelines of what's required, for the provincials. And so, it's just been totally revamped. We've added new classes. We've actually, the website's incredible. So, kudos to Jeff and Alistair, who are the techies on this committee. So our committee is brand new. We do have the past president as well, which we're supremely grateful for. Suzanne Dugas is the past president, and so she has been very helpful for sure in her guidance. But we did feel that we needed just a fresh face on the music festival, and so it's coming, and it's going to be.
So you kind of mentioned, and you said kind of provincial guidelines in here. Is this a contest?
Well. I have an answer for that.
Yeah.
So like Rosalind alluded to it, we have new classes and things now too. So there's a path that young musicians can follow. They start at their local festival, and if they play well and they make their recommendation by the adjudicator, they can go on to the next level, which would be the provincials. And so from a musical standpoint, they start locally, they get a mark, and they move forward to the provincials. They participate at that level. If they win within their category, then they go on to the nationals. All music festivals, I think, it's a general statement, but I think is true. They're struggling to get participants to come to the music festival. So we looked at that, and through Suzanne, she told us that generally, enrollment, participants in the music festival has been slowly declining over 10, 15 years. So we said, well, we need to bring back the love of music. Yes. We created new non-competitive categories. We're also changing the way we approach the delivery of the week. So what we're looking at, instead of the kids coming to us, we're now looking at taking the adjudicators to the schools, because schools have tight budgets. Getting school buses and then supply teachers. So we're trying to make it a little more user-friendly in terms of getting more kids participating, so that and putting them in a non-competitive category. Kids can get nervous and uptight if they think,
oh, absolutely,
right, somebody's listening to them and they're going to give them the mark, and we want to get away from that. We want to get away from that it's a competition, and then turn it more into a festival.
Okay.
And that way we focus on the enjoyment, the fun, here's what you can do the next time to have more fun, but also be better the next time as well too. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, I think it's important that kids know it's about self-improvement, or, participants know it's about self-improvement, and, reaching their own musical goals. That it's great to be that musician who wants to keep going and wants to that path to the to the provincials, but there are a lot that don't. They want to perform and they want an opportunity to perform. And I've always said over the years, I've been involved with, the music festival through schools and through my own youth singers and everything. It is so critical that we offer a place or an opportunity for these kids to perform, to be able to get the sense of what it feels like to be on a stage in front of an appreciative audience and to feel quite good about what they're doing themselves. And so that's important.
So is this like affiliated with just going to the schools, or do you take outside of the schools too?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
yes.
I'm the director for the
Yeah.
Bathurst Community Concert Band.
Yeah.
So the community band is in it.
Mhm.
We have a beginner community band. Jeff McCory, he's a co-vice president with me. We've got the Phantom Jazz going in it. We've got adult ensembles that are going in it. Also, Rosalind, you have your private students.
Yes. I have, since I retired, I've started some private students, some piano
Okay.
and voice
Okay.
students, and I've got a couple of adults that are going to be in the festival in the non-competitive class and that's an opportunity for them to get experience on the stage and kids in piano and voice, and it's just an opportunity to explore
Oh, absolutely.
what they are keen on.
So this is over the period of a week, is it? And what's the dates?
Yep. So it starts on Sunday, March 26th.
Okay.
And it's going to start off with the wind instruments,
Mhm.
the instrumental side of things. And so that'll go for a day and a half. And we've got a professor from Mount A coming up, James Kalin. He's going to be our adjudicator. He's been here before. He's excellent.
Mm.
I'm going to plug this now. We're speaking in English here, but the festival is bilingual, and our adjudicators that
Okay.
are coming are bilingual. All services, everything, the website, the syllabus, the entry forms, everything is in both languages because we have a bilingual community.
Mhm.
And to that, we actually have participants that are from outside our area too.
Yes.
We have some that are coming from Balmoral. So we've got some people coming into the area. So we have a day and a half of that, and then we have a day off, a day and a half off.
Day and a half.
Yeah, and then we have Irma Mulhern, who's coming up from, she's in the Plaster Rock, Florence area.
Mhm.
She's actually from Bathurst,
Yeah, Irma Jago.
Irma Jago.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
yes, yeah, we're
So she's going to
delighted
be
she'll
our
with us.
adjudicator for singing, piano, and the choirs.
Mhm.
And she'll travel to the schools for the choirs, and she'll do her thing for on site, which is ESN for the piano and the
And
singing,
voice,
right?
Yes.
And it's Bathurst High School for the instrumental. So some changes we made there was we
Yes.
changed venues as well
right.
too. Yeah.
So if anybody wants to participate or go and watch or listen or whatever, is it open to the public?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So they can go on your website and see what the schedule is and figure out where they want to go and what they want to go listen to. And what's your website?
You got us there. I don't have that at the tip of my tongue. We'll send it to you.
Well, we'll add it into the post.
Okay, excellent.
Okay,
yeah,
and then
we'll
it'll
send
be
it to
there.
you. Yeah.
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 I think it's important too. Like we've opened it up so much, like we've expanded it to include things that perhaps were not included before. For instance, in the past, a lot of the musicians, particularly vocal or like with an instrument, were accompanied by piano. We've opened that up to you can be accompanied by guitar, you can be accompanied
Okay.
by a banjo, whatever fits your personal style of music is okay. And
Perfect.
so it just makes it so much more accessible to
So
people who want to.
As Bob, you were mentioning before we started, filming here, that the music festival was kind of its own little entity, and people really didn't know about it outside of that circle of musicians.
Mhm.
So we're hoping through this that we can get the public to come and hear some of the fantastic musicians that we have in our area.
Yes.
So to your question, yeah, we have a website. We'll have a schedule. And the public is welcome to come and hear the participants. We do have an admission price at the door because we have bills. We have to cover the
Yes.
cost of things.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Bills with anything that you have to do.
We'll get into that in a little bit as well too. But we wish to encourage people to come and see the talented children, the talented adults, the ensembles that we have in our area. We're trying to raise the profile of the music festival in the area again, get it going.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we have future plans as well too. We're looking at changing the name of the festival to, as what Rosalind had said, to make it more inclusive. You know, we call it the Bathurst Music Festival. We already have people that are coming from outside of Bathurst, so we'd like to, you know, look at the Chaleur area
That's right.
and put some things around it that would be a destination. Come to Bathurst, come and be part of our festival.
Mhm.
And it's not going to be all about a mark. It's going to be about sharing music, the love
Yes.
of music, performance,
And being in the company of other musicians
Yeah.
and performers,
Yeah.
which is so critical.
Yeah.
it's so fun when you can sit down and play
Mhm.
with your friends
Yes.
and also for your friends, right? And if you the same thing with the audience, we want to play for the audience.
That's right.
And just because it's a festival and it may be all serious, we also want them to know that it's fun, and
Mhm.
we want to expand the love of music.
But it's a big learning experience, right? It's a learning experience for everybody because, you know, you say play for your friends, but sometimes you might be playing with people that you've never seen before and they do certain things in a certain way. And then you learn from that, right?
Absolutely.
And then it adds to what you can learn, to, you know, and do as you go forward. So you touched on another thing, and I think it's important that we mention it, is that there's a cost associated to organizing something like this, and so not only admission, but you also will take any sponsorship if there's any sponsorship, anybody who wants to sponsor. So how do they get a hold of you? Through the website also?
Yeah, and we have Eddie Edwards. He's our campaign man, and he's already been going out and talking to people and reaching out to people. We have the adjudicator fees, we have the venue fees. There's we give bursaries to the students, to the participants, the winners of the categories as well too. We're a nonprofit organization.
For sure.
So our new committee that we have, we're all volunteers.
Volunteers.
And
yes.
every little bit helps out, and we're looking for people to reach out to say,
Mhm.
$25
Yes.
doesn't, goes a long way for us.
It does.
That covers a meal for one of our adjudicators, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it is a lot.
It does.
And it could be 5 plaques that get engraved, right?
Mhm.
For, at a printing place. So,
Mhm.
we're looking for people to give us a hand, and people who know us,
That's right.
they can reach out
Yes.
to us directly as
Yes.
well too.
Mhm.
We do have we have an email address as well too, Bob, which I'll share with you.
Okay.
We'll put that on there. They can contact us directly for that. We also do electronic deposits now too.
Yes.
So that's another modern
Yes.
thing we did. So
And the festival forms where you submit your entries
yes,
are all
it's all digital now.
So it's really quite something.
Yeah, quite a shift.
It's quite a
and
shift.
I got to give kudos to Jeff McQuarrie for that. He's
Yes.
really pushed the envelope on
That's
that,
right.
used his skills. He's been doing it for years at
Yes.
Bathurst High School.
Mhm.
And so we just adopted that for our structure as well, too.
Yeah.
Well, it's first of all, I want to thank you. Like you mentioned, volunteers. That's one thing about our area is that when people are passionate about things and like yourselves, and you volunteer for it, it's a pleasure. It's a passion. You're doing it because you love it, right? And you want things to happen. So thank you very much for your passion of music, both of you. I've known you for years, and I know you that you're really passionate there, and for organizing this and putting it together, because it is a lot of work. Okay, and I know you're retired now. So are you, aren't you?
Yeah.
There we
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
So now you're definitely filling that void of what do I do next? So the honeydew list gets put aside for a while, and then you work on this one, and
Passion continues.
the passion continues.
Absolutely. We
Right.
have a great team.
We have a terrific team.
Yeah. We have a
Yes.
larger committee now than
We do.
before. Poor Suzanne, she was basically running it on her
I
own.
know. Yes.
And with the volunteers that came in at the end. So she had a lot on her plate. And I can tell in our meetings that she's much more relaxed now.
Yes.
She knows she has got a group
Yes.
of people around her that's she's not doing it all on her
That's
own.
right.
Yeah.
And she still sits on the provincial part
Ah,
of
okay.
the music
So-
festival. So it's been great that
Great.
way.
Yes.
You know,
We have insight into what happens
That's
provincially
right.
that
Right.
is helping us align our efforts
right.
provincially.
But
then
still
nationally.
allowing us to have some freedom to open it in the way that we think it should go. And speaking of volunteers, if I can just mention volunteers for a minute. Right now, we're in the stages of making sure everything is kind of getting organized and scheduling. But on that week, or in that week that we have the music festival, we do need volunteers.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
so we do have a list of people that have said, absolutely, sign me up. I'll work at the door, or I'll help backstage, but if anyone is interested in helping out and volunteering at the festival during that week, they can certainly contact us, and we will be very happy to have their name on our list.
Yeah.
Well, again, I want to wish you the best for this festival. Getting it back on the ground again, or getting it back up again, is an important thing. So good to see that you're doing it. Kudos to both of you guys and your team that's doing it. And now we have an opportunity for others that want to volunteer. They can contact you or go on your website and be able to do it. And at the same time, if they have some funds that they want to throw at you, you'll graciously take those too at the same time.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on the show.
Yes.
And talking about this. I think it's great. This ties into a lot of stuff that's happening in the community. You know, the New Brunswick Youth Orchestra are looking at setting up a Sistema group here too. So all this stuff is starting to more and more. And the summer festival, the Bathurst Festival, Hospitality Days, is changing their format too. So there's a lot of things that are happening on the music side, and we have so much talent in this area.
Well, it's interesting
So much.
you say that, because when I moved here, I think it was 1988. And I got involved right away with the music scene, obviously as a music teacher at school, but outside of the school as well. And I've said over and over and over that the talent in this area is incredible.
Amazing.
Par none. Like, it's just, and so, we really need to promote and celebrate our youth, who are going to be the ones that keep that musical culture going.
We take it for granted.
We do.
We do.
Yeah,
We
you're absolutely
absolutely
right.
do.
And we
We
need
do.
to sell ourselves a little bit more,
Yes, I
right?
think so
Say,
too.
look at the Chaleur
Yes.
region. We're awesome, and
Yes.
here's what we've got
For
And,
sure.
Here's what we're going to showcase.
Yes.
Well, there we go. And thank you very much for being able to share this story with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
There we are. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place to come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.